What's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from Chasing Strength. And in this video, we are going to discuss on why you may not be feeling like you're seeing improvements in your kettlebell training. And more importantly, what to do about it, right? How to fix it. So hard to believe that it'll be 20 years ago this month, right? January of 2025, as I film this, when the bottom literally dropped out of my training life. I tore the labrum in my right hip and I could barely walk. Man, it sucked so bad, I ended up ruining a family vacation to Kauai, which is the northernmost island in Hawaii, because the pain was so bad I could barely walk. It was just chronic pain nonstop. Yeah, suck fest 2005. And all the things I love to do, right? Lifting heavy, running, okay, not really running, but the ability to run and hiking, right? Little things like walking, I could barely do those things. Now, let me ask you a question. Has something like that ever happened to you? If it has, you know that sometimes it's something that you just can't recover from, or at least it feels that way. In fact, it took me up until 2012 to fully recover from that injury and others, like the torn labrum, the multiple tears in the labrum of my left hip, and the compressed nerve roots in my lumbar spine. In fact, I had to come up with new things, new exercises, and new ways to measure my progress. And in today's video, I want to share some of the things I've learned over the years. Golly, hard to believe, 20, right? That can help you as soon as now. Like during this video today, when you get done, you can go implement some of this stuff, okay? But first, if you feel like you're actually not making progress, it's only for one of two reasons. One, you're actually not, okay? You're not making progress. And two, you are, but you're not measuring that progress correctly, if at all, okay? The first comes from A, not training consistently, B, bouncing around from program to program, what I call shiny object syndrome, or C, not training at all. And honestly, they're pretty obvious, right? The cure for number one is to actually get on a program, preferably one that you didn't design yourself, right? And actually finish it. I also recommend you put some skin in the game, as we say, and purchase a professionally designed one, right? For most people, having to pay for something means they value that thing more than something they're just given for free, okay? Now, the second way, right? That usually comes from not measuring and tracking your training sessions or workouts correctly. So here are the two simplest ways you can do that. Okay, number one, keep a training journal. Hopefully you're already doing that. But if you're not, start doing it now. As soon as you get done with this video, go to the store, buy a notebook. Okay, so typically, like I said, notebooks work great. Pen and paper, right? That's the way I've been doing it since, man, forever, I think, since 1991 when I started tracking. So use whatever you have. If you're like super high tech and you don't want a pen and paper, just use the notes function on your smartphone, your iPhone, or whatever Samsung has these days, okay? Just make sure whatever you do, you keep everything in the same place and record everything the same way, okay? I'll throw up a really easy recording method. Okay, we'll run through it real fast. It'll be up here on the screen. So for example, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the date, and then you put the exercise name, and then you write in the weight, the reps, the total reps, and then the duration of your training session. So here's an example of what it could look like. Okay, it could be Tuesday, January, what's today? Whatever today is, okay, today's date. And then let's say you did some swings. So you're going to put swing 24 kilos and say you did 10 reps. So you put it times 10, right? You did 100 reps total and it took you 20 minutes to do it. Okay. That's the first way. Training journal. Number two, the second way, track the density of your training. What is density? Well, density is the weight multiplied by the seps. The seps? Seps. Seps are what happens when you combine sets and reps together. Okay. You get seps. Not to be confused with sepsis, but now we're going down a rabbit hole, okay? Sepsis is bad, sets and reps are good, okay? Especially when you combine them together, right? Sets times reps, or seps, and you divide it by duration. That's what gives you your density, okay? So said differently, do the same amount of work, but do it in less time, or do more work in the same amount of time, all right? What would that look like? We'll toss it up here on the screen here. So we got swings, use a 24 kilo, you do 10 reps per set. For 10 sets, that's 100 reps. You do it in 20 minutes, okay? The next time, you're going to do everything exactly the same, okay? You're going to do a 24 kilo. You're going to do 10 swings. You're going to get 100 reps total, so 10 sets of 10 for 100 reps, but you're going to do it in 18 minutes, okay? So that's the same amount of work in less time. Super easy way to measure your progress. This, by the way, is one of the reasons I'm such a big fan of minimalist style workouts, requiring only one or two exercises. And that's because they're super easy to track and measure your progress. Tracking density became the primary way I tracked most of my training sessions after I hurt my hips. Okay. I just figured out what I could do. No more max effort lifting, which is what I couldn't do at the time. Okay. And did more of it. And I did as much as possible, right? As much as my body could tolerate. Okay. So obviously there was some recovery baked in there. And I recommend you do the same. It works every time. Okay. That's why most of my programs are density based. For swings, I recommend you use a program called Swing Hard for clean and press. You can use the Giant for snatch, use the king size killer. If you want to mix and match the snatch, clean and press, and front squat, I got a program called Kettlebell Maximorum. I'll leave the links to those programs in the video description below. Okay. But at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is density works. Density training works if it's constructed, if your programming is constructed correctly. In fact, everybody who's used the programs I just mentioned and reported back to me has made noticeable, measurable, and distinct progress. Every single person. Okay. And I'm betting that's going to be you too if you decide to grab one of those programs. All right. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Click the like button, smash the subscribe button. Do someone you know and love a favor and share this video with them, okay? If you have any comments, feel free, as always, to leave them in the comments section below this video. Until next time, my friend, stay strong.